Come, come, they are almost here. How many stand for consulships? 3, they say, but 'tis thought of everyone Coriolanus will carry it. That's a brave fellow, but he's vengeance proud and loves not the common people. Faith, there have been many great men that have flattered the people who've loved them, and there be many that they have loved. They know not wherefore to that. If they love, they know not why. They hate upon no better ground. Therefore, for Coriolanus, neither to care whether they love or hate him, manifests the true knowledge he has in their disposition, and out of his noble carelessness lets them plainly see it. If he did not care whether he had their love or no, he waved indifferently, 'twixt doing them neither good nor harm, but he seeks their hate with greater devotion than they can render it him, and leaves nothing undone that may fully discover him their opposite. Now to seem to affect the malice and displeasure of the people, it is as bad as that which he dislikes to flatter them for their love. He hath deserved worthily of his country, and his ascent is not by such easy degrees as those who, having been supple and courteous to the people, bonneted without any further deed to have them at all into their estimation and report. But he hath so planned his honors in their eyes, and his actions in their hearts, that for their tongues to be silent and not confess so much were a kind of ingrateful injury. To report otherwise were a malice that, giving itself the lie, would pluck reproof and rebuke from every ear that heard it. No more of him, he's a worthy man. Make way, they are coming. Having determined of the Volsces and to send for Titus Lartius, it remains, as the main point of this our after meeting, to gratify his noble service that hath thus food for his country. Therefore please you, most reverend and grave elders, to desire the present council and last general in our well-found successes, to report a little of that worthy work performed by Caius Marcius Coriolanus, whom we met here both to thank and to remember with honors like himself. Speak, good Cominius, leave nothing of our length that make us think rather our states defective for requital that we to stretch it out. Masters of the people, we do request your kindest ears, and after your loving motion toward the common body, to yield what passes here. We are convented upon a pleasing treaty, and have hearts inclinable to honor and advance the theme of our assembly, which the rather we shall be blessed to do, if he remember a kinder value of the people than he hath hereto prized them at. That's off. I would you rather had been silent. Please you to hear Cominius speak. Most willingly. But yet my caution was more pertinent than the rebuke you give it. He loves your people, but I him not to be their bedfellow, worthy Cominius. Speak. Nay, keep your place. Sit, Coriolanus. Never shame to hear what you have nobly done. Your honors pardon. I had rather have my wounds to heal again than hear say how I got them. Sir, I hope my words dispensed you not. No, sir, yet oft when blows have made me stay, I fled from words. You soothe not, therefore hurt not, but your people, I love them as they weigh. Pray now sit down. I had rather have one scratch my head of the sun when the alarums were struck than idly sit to hear my nothings monstered. Masters of the people, your multiplying spawn, how can he flatter? That's thousands to one, good one, when you now see he'd rather venture all his limbs for honor than one and his ears to hear it. Proceed, Cominius. I shall lack voice. The deeds of Coriolanus should not be uttered feebly. It is held that valor is the chiefest virtue and most dignifies the haver. If it be the man I speak of, cannot in the world be singly counterpoised. At 16 years, when Tarquin made a head for Rome, He fought beyond the mark of others. Our then dictator, whom with all praise I point at, saw him fight when with his Amazonian chin he drove the bristled lips before him. He bestrid an o'er-pressed Roman, and in the council's view slew 3 opposers. Tarquin's self he met, and struck him on his knee. In that day's feats when he might act the woman in the scene, he proved best man of the field, and for his meed was brow bound with the oak. His pupil age man entered thus, he waxed like a sea, and in the burnt of 17 battles since, he lurched all swords of the garland. For this last before, and in Coriolanus, let me say, I cannot speak him home. He stopped the fires, and by his rare example, made the coward turn terror into sport, and weeds before a vessel under sail, so men obeyed, and fell below him stern, his stem, his sword, death's stamp, where it did mark it took from face to foot. He was a thing of blood, whose every motion was timed with dying cries. Alone he entered the mortal gate of the city, which he painted with shunless destiny. Aidless came off, and with a sudden reinforcement struck Coriolanus like a planet. Now all's his, when by and by the din of war gan pierce his ready sense, then straight his doubled spirit requickened what in flesh was fatigate. And to that battle came he, where he did run reeking o'er the lives of men as if 'twere a perpetual spoil, until we called both field and city ours. He never stood to ease his breast with panting. Worthy man, he cannot but with measure fit the honors which we devise him. Our spoils he kicked at, and looked upon things precious as they were, the common muck of the world. He covets less than misery itself would give rewards his deeds with doing them, and is content to spend the time to end it. His right noble, let him be called for. Call Coriolanus, he doth appear. The Senate, Coriolanus, is well pleased to make thee counsel. I do owe them still my life and services. It then remains that you do speak to the people. I do beseech you, let me o'erlap that custom, for I cannot put on the gown, stand naked, and entreat them for my wound's sake to give their suffrage. Please you that I may pass this doing. Sir, the people must have the voices, neither will they bate one jot of ceremony. Put them not to it, pray you. Go fit you to the custom, and take to you, as your predecessors have, your honor with your form. It is a part that I shall blush in acting, and might well be taken from the people. Mark you that. To brag unto them, thus I did, and thus show them the unaching scars which I should hide, as if I had received them for the hire of their breath only. Do not stand upon it. We recommend to you, tribunes of the people, our purpose to them, and to our noble council. Wish we all joy and honor. To Coriolanus come all joy and honor. You see how he intends to use the people. May they perceive his intent. He will require them as if he did contemn what he requested should be in them to give. Come, we'll inform them of our proceedings here. On the marketplace, I know they do attend us.